I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather. Ladies and gentlemen, chaos broke out. And I'm not talking about legit, bona fide boxing, pure boxing chaos. I'm talking about the kind of stuff that's just embarrassing. Look at this here, please.
This is a beautiful house, my man. How many square feet is this?
A little bit over 20,000 square feet. 3 or 4 levels.
Money Mayweather, seems appropriate that you would be living in Vegas.
My mentality is always about, working smarter, not harder.
Floyd Money Mayweather was once the epitome of boxing success and financial prowess, but recent revelations suggest a different story. Stephen A. Smith questions the stability of Mayweather's empire. Could the undefeated champ be facing his toughest opponent yet? Financial ruin. Let's break down the $402 million scandal that's shaking the boxing world.
The $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, we on ESPN, this car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. It's close to $15 million. You're right, it's close to $15 million.
And you don't drive them?
No.
Floyd Mayweather has spent years branding himself as the highest paid athlete on the planet, boasting about $100 million paydays every time his name hits the headlines.
Yes, she did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
But now, one voice from the fight world is tearing that entire narrative apart. Former UFC title contender and analyst Chael Sonnen is calling it one of the greatest illusions in sports marketing, suggesting that Mayweather's so-called 9-figure fight checks might have been nothing more than smoke and mirrors.
Coined this phrase, fake news.
Yeah.
Why is he saying that? What does that even mean? You can trust the news. There's no such thing as fake. People were dressed up as empty seats, and I mean thousands of people.
No.
I bought my mother's ticket that day. That day, my mother decides that she wants to go to the fight. So I'm in there, and I'm telling the world that this place is sold out because that's what's on the screen. And it's not even close. Yeah. This isn't like, it's pretty much full. There's thousands of empty seats. That was the first time that in my own life I ever just, wow, fake news is real.
Wow. And
then Mayweather, they wanted a rematch. They were begging. They were doing more media trying to get a rematch than they did leading into the first match. And the guys that wrote the checks.
So while Mayweather flashed watches, jets, and bank slips, the hard financial proof, according to Sonnen, never actually surfaced. No broadcast partner, no third-party verification, just headlines.
Whoever puts that press release and sends it out, never has a company that's publicly traded had an executive back those numbers. They're all lies.
And this raises a brutal question. Was Mayweather's empire built on actual checks, or just hype, ego, and PR magic? Sonnen isn't alone either, with financial lawsuits, unpaid jewelry bills, and the crypto scam lawsuit haunting his name. The money brand seems to be leaking from all sides. Floyd Mayweather has always been the face of untouchable wealth in boxing, the man who turned luxury into a lifestyle, turning his nickname Money into an entire identity. But behind the private jets and million-dollar shopping sprees, the cracks in that image are beginning to show, and they're showing faster than anyone expected. Mayweather is broke, but no one's openly saying it yet, except his old rivals. Even Oscar De La Hoya, a longtime rival turned reluctant supporter, couldn't ignore what's unfolding. De La Hoya, who has often defended Mayweather in public, was recently forced to admit the reality.
But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard, I know life is expensive, but come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
Coming from a promoter who knows both sides of boxing's business, De La Hoya's words weren't just criticism. They sounded more like a financial obituary. The jewelry lawsuit, asset rumors, and a long line of exhibition fights. All signs that Mayweather's so-called billion-dollar empire isn't as bulletproof as the public believed. And the fact that De La Hoya, someone who once stood on the opposite side of the ring, is now offering sympathy instead of rivalry, that speaks louder than any bank statement. But the irony in all of this is that Mayweather didn't stay silent either. While De La Hoya publicly paints a picture of sympathy, Floyd made sure the world remembered the real business history between them. When it comes to money and loyalty, Mayweather has long hinted that De La Hoya wasn't exactly the cleanest operator behind closed doors.
We helped build this guy up. He was fighting on my undercard. He was the co-main. We helped build this guy up. And you know what Oscar De La Hoya do? You know what Mr. Loyal Oscar De La Hoya do? I'm sorry, Miss Disloyal Oscar De La Hoya do? He take him right over to HBO and cut a deal with HBO. And when he cut the deal, he got money, but I bet Canelo didn't see none. But these are the things that people don't know about in a sport of boxing.
For a man who built his reputation on flaunting wealth, this wasn't just about Canelo or old business. This was Mayweather hinting at a pattern of hidden deals, unspoken payouts, and financial games behind the scenes. The same financial games now surfacing in lawsuits, unpaid debts, and quiet asset sales. And it's not just financial experts and retired champions raising eyebrows at Mayweather's empire. Even fighters from his own generation and opponents who stood across from him have started pulling the mask off. Logan Paul, who shared the ring with Mayweather, is still chasing a payday that, according to him, mysteriously vanished after the fight, and his frustration didn't hold back any punches.
No, I got paid. I got paid. Just not in full. Like a couple million somehow that is just missing. Where did the money go? Floyd said he could afford a Jeff Bezos-sized jet from the money he made from that fight. I ain't got no jet. Fuck, dude. I'm missing a couple mil. We're gonna find it, bro. I'll see you in court. The audit's happening. Just like, mark my words, we're coming for you, Floyd. We're coming for your millions and the last of your change.
A court case, missing millions, and another crack in the Money Mayweather brand. What started as a boxing exhibition ended with a financial hunt. And Logan isn't the only name hinting that the numbers behind Floyd's fortune might not be adding up. When even the fighters are forced to chase their payouts through the courtroom, it leaves one question off the table. Is Mayweather's financial empire already running on fumes? But even as Logan Paul moved forward with his lawsuit, claiming Mayweather never paid his full share for their fight, Floyd didn't stay silent. Instead, he responded in classic Mayweather fashion, flipping the blame back onto the business and brushing the whole scandal off like it was nothing more than loose change.
Right away. Just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 or 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when a table is turned. Right. You know, look how many years they've been owing us money. But we don't never trip. So now when the table is turned, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
Mayweather's calm dismissal painted the lawsuit as nothing more than routine business, but the timing told a different story. From unpaid opponents to jewelers filing lawsuits and rumors of asset sales, Floyd's financial fortress seems to be facing pressure from every direction, and no amount of smart moves can hide the growing list of people still waiting to be paid. Logan's breakdown pulls back the curtain on a business strategy most fans never see. For years, Mayweather wasn't just making money inside the ring. He was controlling the money around it. From scooping up entire ticket sections before they hit the public, to flipping them for massive profits, Floyd's hustle extended far beyond the fight night.
He is the promotional arm of his fights. It's why, in part, he makes so much money, because whereas a normal promotional company will take 30%, he is that. And so oftentimes for his fights, before the tickets can go on sale to the public, or like right as they go on sale, he'll buy a whole wing, a whole section, and then he'll sell them at a higher price, marked up, so he can make, you know,
like all the floor seats. He takes all of them.
All of them. 3, 4, 5x. And it's part of his business.
On the surface, Logan even admitted the strategy itself wasn't illegal or unusual for someone running their own fight promotions. It was just business. But the real problem, according to him, wasn't about ticket flipping at all. It was about investors being left in the dark and millions of dollars vanishing once the seats were sold.
With this particular lawsuit, he had an investor pay $1.4 million in total for this section, and the investor was promised that the seats would sell at I think a 7 to 8x multiple, and you know, he expected a return on his investment. And sure enough, He didn't get his initial investment back. He's strung along. He gets like $100K here and there, strung along, not getting paid. Now his investment allegedly is being rolled into Floyd's alleged fight with Manny Pacquiao. And so the investors being strung along on this thing. And eventually, like us, it's like, yo, we're simply not getting paid in full. Like, we've been fucking dragged along for way too long now, and this guy finally filed a lawsuit against Floyd Mayweather. So that's the one that's actually active and pending, and then here we are.
What started as a smart business setup slowly spiraled into claims of false promises, unpaid returns, and now courtroom battles. Logan's words echo a pattern that's become hard to ignore. A growing list of fighters, investors, and partners still waiting for Mayweather to settle the bill. While Mayweather's public image continues to orbit around private jets and million-dollar shopping sprees, the cracks in that Money Mayweather empire have started surfacing. And this time, the accusations aren't coming from journalists or bitter ex-promoters. They're coming from the very people who stepped into the ring with him. Logan Paul, who shared one of the most watched exhibition fights of the decade against Mayweather, revealed that the real battle didn't end when the final bell rang. It began after the cameras stopped rolling. And according to Logan, the paycheck that was promised still hasn't arrived.
Or is that something that you can't disclose right now?
He has not paid me in full. That is a fact.
No
short
way.
a few mil, yeah.
Wow. Still a few mil.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you been in contact with him?
Nah, we're taking this for the court.
No, are you being serious? Is this like a real...
Do I look serious, lady?
You do. I'm just making sure. I apologize.
Really?
I'm just...
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm not fucking with you. Yeah, we're taking him to court.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So,
yeah, see you in the courtroom. Congrats, you're going to prison, Floyd.
The moment Logan's words hit the internet, the illusion of Mayweather's untouchable wealth began to crumble even further. This wasn't a bitter promoter or an old rival whispering in the shadows. This was a man who had stood in the same ring, shook the same hands, and signed the same contracts. Floyd Mayweather, always confident and unapologetically boasting about his lavish lifestyle, continues to remind everyone that no matter the public's opinion of him, his success remains undeniable. His words serve as a reminder of the wealth he's accumulated and the empire he's built through hard work and business acumen.
That takes care of everything when everything is okay. I still got my private jets. Let me put an S on that because I got 3 of them. Still got my private jets. I still have all my beautiful homes. Still have all my properties everywhere. And still making millions every month.
You didn't take These statements are more than just a flex. They're a testament to the fact that regardless of the challenges he's faced in and out of the ring, Mayweather has remained a financial force, one whose lifestyle continues to be the envy of many in the world of sports and beyond. While Floyd Mayweather continues to thrive financially and dominates the boxing scene, not everyone agrees with his recent choices. Critics, including Stephen A. Smith, have been vocal about his decision to take on exhibition fights against non-boxers, particularly the infamous Logan Paul matchup. In Smith's eyes, Floyd is risking his legendary status by stepping into the ring with people who don't belong there, diminishing the value of his career. For Smith, Mayweather's behavior is an example of chasing money at the expense of legacy.
When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
While Smith acknowledges that Floyd's ability to generate income is unmatched, he criticizes the idea of giving attention to fights that don't showcase true boxing talent. In his view, these exhibition matches with people like Logan Paul, who have no real boxing background, tarnish Mayweather's legacy and undermine the sport's integrity. Stephen A. believes Floyd has nothing left to prove and should focus on preserving his legendary status rather than indulging in fights that make headlines but don't contribute to his legacy in the ring. They say the higher you climb, the harder you fall. When for Floyd Mayweather, the fall might have already happened behind closed doors. The man who once counted his millions on camera, flaunting cash like confetti, is now surrounded by lawsuits, unpaid debts, and whispers of a financial empire collapsing from the inside out.
We don't give a fuck! Jesus! We don't give a fuck!
We go 300.
And you don't drive them.
It's close to 15 million. You're right. It's close to 15 million.
New reports have raised doubts about Floyd Mayweather Jr. IPOs as claims of investing in a $402 million Manhattan apartment portfolio just over a month after Mayweather announced his biggest deal yet, acquiring 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Business Insider reported that no such deal appears to have occurred. Floyd recently posted a video on Instagram claiming he bought 6 apartment buildings, stating that they are all his properties with no partners involved. However, Business Insider has contradicted these claims, stating that the ownership of the buildings remains unchanged and they are not Mayweather's, as he stated. Many are left questioning why Mayweather would make such a bold, untrue claim about his financial dealings.
Ever. All right, now Floyd Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Here is what Floyd Mayweather had said at the time on a video that he posted on his Instagram.
I love bringing people into my lifestyle, showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
If you know how much money you got, you really don't have no money. So if you know how many buildings you got, you don't really have no buildings. So I think I own right now somewhere upwards of 100 buildings or more. And in 99% of my buildings are in New York City.
Accusations!
These are not accusations. This is
False accusations.
And
$402 million scam isn't just a headline, it's a warning. Behind the designer suits and staged Instagram photos, the truth about Floyd's so-called fortune is starting to surface. And this time, no amount of PR can save the money brand from bankruptcy. And if you think the $402 million scandal was the end of the story, think again. The deeper this rabbit hole goes, the uglier the truth looks for Floyd Mayweather. Behind all the Instagram filters and private jet photo ops, the real Floyd might just be another victim of his own ego. A man so obsessed with looking rich, he forgot to stay rich. And when Stephen A. Smith starts questioning your financial reality on national TV, it's no longer just haters talking. It's a clear sign the walls are closing in. Floyd Mayweather didn't just sell fights, he sold the dream of untouchable wealth. But the moment you peel away the flashy watches and staged bank slips, all that's left is a man running out of time, out of luck, and by the looks of these lawsuits,
I need money.
Mayor's office, the state, Curtis and his team, all of us.
Over 2 years ago, when Curtis 50 Cent Jackson visited Shreveport, Louisiana, they say his vision never slowed down behind the scenes.
You know, he just completed the lease just now. That was a 2-year process. But the properties, we talk often, the whole team.
You mentioned that he is now the leader in owning the most properties in Shreveport.
Yes.
Is that? Can we confirm that?
From what I've seen, a private property owner, I've been told by several sources that yes, he is. We're in the range of 20 properties, and you know, we just this week we've secured some properties. So this week, and that's the process. That's been a 6-month process just to get us to where we are today with these properties.
With ownership of that magnitude comes responsibility. Contractors are already in place with work underway across several of the already purchased buildings.
Some of these buildings, I'm working with contractors right now. You know, they were the guys' inspections. We're working on that today.
Hall says Jackson already has boots on the ground.
Damn! We in a raw. We in a raw on the first birthday. Alright, we figured it out now. You know how to do everything?
I think
Alright, so over here is the up. So when you go over, pay attention, Halo. This is your car. Alright, Halo, look. When you go over the humps, you don't want to scratch this car, okay? This is a $500,000 car. Listen to me now. So there's a button over there on the side that's gonna lift your whole front end up. Okay? Don't pay attention. Don't want to scratch a $500,000 car. So hiccups. Push that button over there. It's gonna lift the whole front end up.
That button right there, Halo.
No, right there. On the side. Right there.
Good job. Yay.
Alright, the front end.
Yay.
All good.
You have
Don't scratch it.
It's it.
Yeah.
Your people have been fighting for 400 years.
And your peoples too.
So I just want you to explain what you mean by that.
You know what I'm talking about. Y'all all know what I'm talking about, man. Don't sit up here and try to bait and not know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what the fuck I talk about when I say these things. Your people too.
Explain it. Not everybody knows what you're talking about.
Radio Raheem, I don't have to explain what's understood, man. You know what I mean by that. You know what I said by that. I ain't got to go further. And if anybody don't understand that, then God be with them. Go look up the history. Go look up the history. Shit, don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit. See what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, man. You know what. I dare you to sit up there and say, explain. You know what I'm talking about, man. He's fighting people. You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day. To this day. To this day.
Well, this shit pissed me off. Like we got Floyd Mayweather supposedly lying about the properties that he bought, the stuff he owned, and stuff like that. I never kind of understood niggas that seems that they have to lie about what they own and what they got and what they're doing. Like DDG said, he lied about the Ferrari that he bought for Halo and stuff like that. That shit is just kind of weird to me that dudes gotta feel like they gotta fake flex or anything like that. Nigga, we are on the bottom of the fucking totem pole. Nowhere in the fucking world is they think niggas got money. Like, you know what I'm saying? So why do you gotta act like you got money when the whole world think you broke anyway? And as much as you flex and as much as you go out your way to say that you got money and show that you got money, you never have enough money to impress these motherfuckers or have them think that any different about black people, about you anyway. Like, you can have $1 million and still be considered a nigga. Like, you see what they do on the iShow Speed and shit like that. This shit happens all the time. This ain't nothing new. You're the most hated person in the world. The black man is not respected anywhere in the world. So I don't know why y'all niggas feel like y'all gotta fake flex on each other, talk shit about each other, go out your way to say that you got more than the next person. When at the end of the day, you're still a nigga. It don't matter what you own anyway, nigga. They're trying to take it from you. You're at the bottom of the totem pole. You didn't have no money to start with. Your ass is at the bottom. They're, they're saying your net worth as a whole is going to be at zero in no time. They don't plan on you eating. They don't plan on you winning. So to be flexing on other niggas that don't have, that barely got up, that finally got over the cusp and have something, Niggas feel like they gotta one up the next nigga. They gotta one up the next nigga so bad to where they just lying now, just talking out the side of their. And I never got that because nigga, you ain't got shit anyway. Even if you got a whole building, this ain't shit compared to what the fuck we could easily see the next motherfucker doing it better than you. We could easily see this. So for you to be like, nigga, I got more than that, I don't get it because it's so little and minute compared to people that's really getting it on the other side to where it just doesn't even matter. Like, yeah, I'm glad and congratulations. I'm proud of you and I want more of it, but it barely moves the needle in comparison. And what they might do to you after you do all this and get everything done, nigga, you might lose everything because they're trying to constantly manipulate you out of your situation, spot, place, anything like that. They gonna come up with different taxes, laws, all that shit just to get you. They'll come up with a whole new law, tax law, just to get your ass because you didn't care. You didn't had a $500 million at one time and start buying up shit and start doing this and doing that, and they will put a stop to that shit quickly. Your ass will be in jail like Bill Cosby. You'll be dead like Michael Jackson. Your ass be dead like Prince. They'll make sure that you don't accumulate enough to make sure that the needle never move. It's never enough to actually say we acquired some things that is forever going to be remembered. Forever. We made things that will forever be here. Profiting my kids and profiting my family forever. Um, that's hard to do because they're always going to come up with different ways, tactics, drugs, and everything else just to make your family um, what's that dependent on fucking drugs. So as you're an old man and you're getting ready to wither away and die, and you're ready to hand off your legacy to your family, you sit here and realize that your families are junkies. Your family don't got their shit together. Your family don't really give a fuck, just want some money. And this is why half the people that have legacies actually leave it to the foundations and different things, trusts or whatever, to make sure that their wealth ain't getting squandered by people that never gave a fuck about them in the first place. So why does a black person have to flex on the next when we don't have shit? I don't get that shit. But it is what it is, man. Silence acceptance, we ain't having it. Like, I'm subscribed.